What is going on? What is going on? Another day. Another 10 cents for us. Another $350 for the dominant white society. What is going on? You already know who the fuck I am. Man. Little late. Glad I made it back with no problem. Trying to do what the fuck I need to do to survive. Shout out to everybody that's at the corn plantation right now and handling business and doing what the fuck they need to do to survive, because I know that shit is not fun. It's not pleasant. I was listening to a podcast today by Lord Jamar, and he had Philippe Shock Matthews on there. He was talking about racial battle fatigue. So I was like, God damn, I'm going through that shit like a motherfucker. I know I'm going through that shit, man. Let me tell you something. For all you that is at the corn plantation right now, man, much power and respect to you, because it is not fun at all. I don't think it's fun at all to go to work every day and slave and do this bullshit, bogus, same song and dance and all this bullshit, because the dominant white society gets a kick out of niggas just jumping through hoops and doing all this bullshit. You know niggas, they will wreck their brain trying to come up with new and inventive ideas for the dominant white society at a job that you really don't get paid what you're worth, because that's the whole thing. So I'm very, very much a proponent of people trying to use their talents, their intellectual property to make bread for themselves and not to do it for the dominant white society at the corn plantation. Get in and get the fuck out. That's exactly what I would say. Get in and get out. If you can't do that, then you're not winning. Shout out to everybody out there. Yes, I am sipping on some sea moss right now. I got a sea moss shake. Gotta have that. Without that, I don't know what to tell you. Plenty of iodine in it. 92 minerals. Yes. My shit is good. Not no fucked up shit. But anyway, shout out to everybody that's not finessing. Shout out to all the anti-finesses. Motherfuckers that really know what it is to get up and go to work every day. The shit is not fun. Hey, Taj, what's going on? I see you. Not at all. We're going to address a few things. I'm not going to be on long because I got shit that I really got to do. I'm kind of behind. But I said, man, I'm going to go ahead and do this podcast anyway. Man. I have previously done a podcast on Casey Goodson Jr., but we're going to keep talking about it because I'm tired of everybody picking and choosing what black person that's gotten shot, killed, lynched by the dominant white society that we going to make a poster board. No, everybody that gets shot and killed, we going to bring attention to that shit. So I don't give a fuck how many times we keep talking about it. That's what I'm going to do. Have my CMOS today. Hey, how you like the CMOS? Let me know how it was. A lot of shit going on. I'm definitely going to address Aunt Becky's daughter on the Red Table Talk. I really want to address Jada Pinkett's mom and what she really said. Now, I don't know if that was staged or rehearsed or what, but I really want to get into that because I think it's very, very imperative that we start to think this way and look this way, because oftentimes the dominant white society looks to us to be the gateway or the conduit to forgiveness. They go to one or two black folk and then we become to be their forgiveness thing. So we're going to talk about that today as well. Remember, Dog the Bounty Hunter, motherfucker kept saying, nigga, fuck that, she's a nigger. And then went to certain black folk that will accept him, and then they became the poster child for us accepting Dog the Bounty Hunter. Hawaiians don't even like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but for some sort of reason, we just love watching the show. Even after all the bullshit and anti-black racism that he's practiced over the years, we still like him. So it's like, I don't get it. Hey, and shout out to everybody that's watching Joe 94 Crime Bill Biden pick all these different black folk to be a part of his cabinet. Symbolism is real, y'all, but we gonna get into it. But before we do get into it, I suggest that every black person goes and gets Dirty Bookman's prayer. Go get that prayer. I really want to get that prayer, and I'm gonna frame a picture of him with his prayer and put it on my wall. And I suggest every black person gives that prayer to his or her children, cousins, aunts. You need to have that prayer. Dirty Bookman's prayer is a very good prayer. It's about us replacing the imagery of the white man's God, because that's not how could that be our God when He is enabling them to harm us, to kill us, shoot us down, lynch us in front of everyone else. How could we be praying to the same God? I could never pray to the same God. I have it on my phone. Read it every day now. Yes. Dirty Bookman's Prayer. That's some real shit. We gonna get into it, y'all. For real. Let me cut this shit down. Hey. Man. Look, let me tell you something, man. Before I get on anything, y'all need to go get Dirty Bookman's Prayer. Go look it up on your phone. It's free. You ain't got to pay for it. It's something, man, I think about it often. I often think about it when I'm at the corporate plantation. I'll be looking around. Because I'm reading this book called Two Nations. I've already read it, but I'm reading it again as a refresher course. And it breaks down a lot of shit. And one of the main things that got me in the brain was the corporate wallpaper. That's black folk, corporate wallpaper. They don't care what you say. They just care about what you do when it's oppositional of their agenda for everyone else, especially black folk. So I think what we need to start doing is learn how to move and groove within that system and play it to your advantage and not to your disadvantage. 1. 2, understand that it is symbolism. And 3, you need to understand that you do not have the same privileges and rights as the dominant white society, whether you're on a corporate plantation or not, and stop letting them give you symbolism. And stop thinking that these race soldiers are not going to stop. They're going to keep doing it. I don't care who's in office. They're not. Look, if they wanted it to stop, look, racism, white supremacy, the white supremacists that are in control, that have positions of power, they wanted to stop. They can stop it tomorrow. They can stop it tomorrow, but they'll never stop it. You know why? Because they don't see themselves as equal, because they know what they have done to us the last 450 years in this country. They know that's why they keep going with the narrative of the Native Americans, as if we weren't here already. Go read They Came Before Columbus by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. You know what it is. It's just like, look, that's why I got this book right here by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't have to be no Muslim to study his work. It's like everybody... You know why? Because that's the stigma that they put on black Muslims, that they're going to overburden you and be overbearing with being a Muslim for you to seek their knowledge. You don't have to do that. Go listen to Brother Reza Islam. He don't ever tell you, well, you need to be a Muslim. They're just proud to be a black Muslim. That's the difference. That's the difference, because we are taught, oh, don't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, they're going to have you selling bean pies. What's wrong with a bean pie? If it ain't no sweet potato pie, you better not. It shouldn't be nothing but a bean pie. Better be if it's a pie, better be a sweet potato pie. Shit, that's the only pie you better be eating. Because I'm telling you, in the very beginning of this book, I always reference this. This speech he made May 29th, 1959. You are seeking something. You are seeking an answer to your 400-year-old problem of slavery, servitude, fifth-class citizenship. I am here with the solution to that problem. How good is it then for black brothers of like minds and similar burdens to get together for a spiritual feast? For more than 400 years, your pleas for justice, freedom, equality, and decent place in the sun have reverberated like thunderclaps sounding in the dark valleys of Lebanon. Yet there has been no answer. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's been no answer. He breaks it down. Justice is a common thing, yet it is elusive. Men have sought its meaning and substance since times began. Plato shrugged that justice was nothing more than the wish of the strongest members of society. Jesus equated justice with brotherhood. Shakespeare saw it as a matter of mercy. I'm here to tell you that justice is the eventual working out of the will of God as indicated in the fundamental principles of truth. Justice is the antithesis of wrong, the weapon God will use to bring judgment upon the world, purpose, and consummation of his coming. The Fall of America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Very good book. I often look at it. Oh, he breaks it down. He breaks a lot of stuff down in this book. You know, Christianity. This book is just, the reason why I'm talking about this book, because it's such a good book. And he talks about how, oh, you think they gonna save you, huh? In the very beginning. You know, He talks about that. I like in this book too, I like how he talks about the church has failed you. Christianity has failed you. The government of America has failed you. You have not received justice from any quarter as prophesied. You, my fellow black men, are sheep among wolves. And as it is to be expected, every wolf is taking a bite at you. You approach the Senate, the House, the White House, and you ask for justice. You get injustice. Look, go get that book. Go get The Great Men. Go get the world's great men of color by J.A. Rogers. You need that in your life. You're like, why do we need that in our life? Because we need to know what the fuck we dealing with, man. You need to know what you're dealing with. The reason why I say that is because it's so funny how the stories that they're trying to put out about Casey Goodson Jr., they're trying to put all these stories out. And the reason why they're trying to put all these stories out now is because his mom, an attorney, was on the Breakfast Club. And the reason why I read those snippets from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because he's right. You go to the Senate, the president, everyone else. We want justice. We want justice. That speech was in 1959, if I'm not mistaken. May 29th, 1959. Let's see. I'm looking for, because I like to look at the date. Hold on. Yes. This was a speech he made in D.C. of May 29th, 1959. And he talking about how niggas we're sheep. And the dominant white society are the wolves. And we are being led to the slaughter. So if you're in a black church and they not telling you how to replace the system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice, then you in the wrong fucking place. Then you need to get the fuck up out that church. You need to take a look around and be like, well, what the fuck? Because let me tell you something. Oh, you thought he coming back? Well, until he do come back, you better know how to arm yourself. We'll want more ways than one. I'm not talking about just go and bear arms and use your Fifth Amendment or whatever the amendment that is, some shit that the dominant white society wrote to keep you in a position of control. Because yeah, go get a gun. Casey Goodson Jr., he had license to carry by law, everything. He waved the gun at us. Gun, bang, bang. Oh, we couldn't mistake a gun for Subway sandwiches. This is what these people do. George Floyd, they want to talk about putting him on a Time magazine. That's symbolism. What is that doing for his family? His family can't get him back. What are y'all doing? You're not trying to replace none of that shit. It's just like working on the court plantation. You can hoop and holler and do all the fucking shit you want to do. But until the dominant white society that is in control of those corporations you work at want to change it, it's going to always remain the same. I don't care what nobody say. Just like this virus or whatever, the pandemic, scandemic, whatever the hell they want to talk about, because you got to watch what you say or they take your page down. Y'all better know this. You better get you some sea moss in your life. Better get some elderberry in your life. You better start looking up Dr. Sebi's speeches on YouTube. You better go get How to Eat to Live by that Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You better go get Layla Africa, Queen of Fua. You better go check out Tahuti Ma'at Ra Herbs. Y'all go watch one day, motherfucker gonna wake up and be like, oh shit, what was that nigga talking about? Tahuti, what? Watch. Then a motherfucker ain't gonna think that funny. You better go get you some sea moss in your life. The motherfuckers, let me tell you something. It's a form of control. All system of control. That's why the media just putting out certain things. The real shit, you got to go look and find it. This is so crazy. You look at the Biden administration. What are they doing? They're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing we ain't already seen. He just picking the same motherfuckers that Obama had. He ain't doing nothing different, motherfucker. Like, oh, you don't know, he's not doing nothing different. And if you notice, he ain't said shit about Casey Goodson Jr. He ain't said shit. What has Joe Biden said about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor? No, they just pick and choose who they want to put steam behind and pub behind. Why, Warren? Because they didn't put this type of steam and pub behind Sandra Bland. Where were all these white women at when Sandra Bland got killed? Where the fuck were y'all? I don't see y'all. Where are y'all? Where are all these motherfucking... And then I'm tired of these black so-called activists. They want to pick and choose what black person they want to stand behind too. They got killed. They're all black people. Y'all know that the fucking media is going to dirty up their fucking character and frame this image and frame the picture that they were thugs and they this and that. That's why they keep talking all this bullshit. And then, oh, of course. Well, like our brother Casey Goodson Jr. Now, How could he be a law-abiding citizen who knew his rights, got the right paperwork to be able to carry a firearm, and then all of a sudden he want to have a mental episode, start waving a gun at the police, but y'all ain't got no footage? Like, come on, man. Where's the footage at? Where's the camera footage at? And why do they take so long to release that footage? I've said it a million times. If you pay taxes, especially if you own a home or you pay taxes, that camera footage should be live to anybody in that area. So if that's your zip code, you should be able to log on to a computer feed that sends you directly to that police officer so you can know what they doing at all times. Then niggas will stop wanting to be a police officer, and them race soldiers stop, and you can't doctor. Once the footage is out there, it's out there to everyone. Unless there's a killing, and then after killing, they can pull the footage from the internet. But if you watching it live, you can see it live. Then they'll stop that shit. Then the motherfucker stop trying to come up with excuses and all the lame bullshit. That's why I just be like, man, we got to keep talking about these people. And you got to start looking at the focus of Joe Biden. That motherfucker, everybody act like he is so different from Donald Trump. See, this is the difference between him and Donald Trump. I like my racist blunt and upfront. I don't like covert racism. I deal with that enough at the corporate plantation. I like overt, blunt, and upfront racism. I want a motherfucker to tell me to my face how they feel. I don't want a motherfucker hiding behind their office or hiding behind that corporate plantation job. Or that's some weak, phony, frail shit. And a lot of times, what's so funny is dominant society is so funny because there's so many other racial groups that classify themselves as white, but get around black folk and try to distinguish a go-between bridge between them and white folk, like, oh, those white people. But a lot of them classify themselves as white. How you figure that one? Look at how they act at the corporate plantation. Everybody, I don't care if you got a Latino flag, Mexican flag, Cuban flag, Puerto Rican flag. Who do you become and act like when you at that corporate plantation? The dominant white society. So stop it. I don't want to hear that shit. I got a couple things I want to play, but right now, I am, where is that? Because I want to see it, but I can't find it. Hold on, let's see. I'm about to play this. That he'd been I'm about to play this, what they said about Casey Goodson Jr. Let's hear what they got to say. Let's finally hear, because remember, we couldn't find no footage the other day. Now it's footage everywhere since she's been on the Breakfast Club.
Shooting of Casey Goodson Jr. He died last Friday from multiple gunshots fired by an Ohio sheriff's deputy. Police say he had a gun, but his family said he was holding a sandwich. Here's CBS's Jeff Begaze.
Like I already said that he went to the dentist, then he got Subway, and he came home.
A preliminary autopsy report revealed today that Casey Goodson was shot multiple times in his torso. But the coroner's office says it has not been able to determine with certainty direction and number of bullets. The 23-year-old was shot and killed just after noon on December 4th as he was returning to his home with sandwiches.
My grandson just got shot.
On a call with 911, you can hear his grandmother say that he'd been shot as he walked through the door.
So how did he... Now, let's break this down again. We're going to break it down again. Now, the key's still in the door and Subway sandwiches. So he had the Subway sandwiches and his keys out and he was waving a gun and running? How does that work? And then now the coroners thought, oh, well, we don't know which bullets, because the coroners are paid by the same people that the law enforcement, these race soldiers, are paid by. That's not going to change. So they're going to force them to come out with an outcome that is contrary to what we believe, but is in alignment with what the law enforcement believe. They're not going to have, a coroner's never going to come out and be like, oh, this was determined a homicide because there's so many. They're never going to say that. That is some CSI fake phony bullshit, man. Y'all niggas need to get off that shit. That's the shit they put on TV. It's like watching Chicago PD and how this black officer turned on the white officer. I said, this is some make-for-TV bullshit, because in real life, ain't no black officer gonna tell on no white officer. They'd fire him.
I just heard the gunshots and I would get up and he's laying in the door.
In the moments before the shooting, police say Goodson was spotted by a sheriff's deputy waving a gun as he drove by.
Waving a gun. And that's why I had a picture of Jason Meade. Jason Meade. For all y'all that don't know, Jason Meade, the white supremacist, the race soldier that shot it. You know he knew what he was doing. But none of us want to talk about police reform. Police reform, then why don't y'all hire all black police officers then? Let that be the majority of police officers. Maybe that shit might change. But you still hiring white folk. And don't tell me that white folk don't have this racial bias in their mind about black people. Stop. I don't care how many black friends you have and all. Stop. That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of seeing that shit too. And I'm tired of dominant white society people and other racial groups acting like they don't have a racial bias towards black folk. I've been saying this for years. Black folk are the punching bags and the welcome doormats of every other racial group. That's why every other racial group takes pride in kicking us upside our head. That's why they didn't like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was an equal opportunity racist. So it wasn't just about fuck niggas. It was about fuck niggas, fuck Latinos, fuck everybody. And niggas like, hey, fuck that. No. Let's get back to fuck the niggers. No, not us. That's why they want Biden in there, because they know Biden and them was going to practice benign neglect the whole fucking time. They going to act like niggas don't even exist. Straight up.
Deputy Jason Meade was working as part of a U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force searching.
So he was a part of So did you get who you was looking for? Since they had the U.S. Marshals out there looking? Man, stop.
For a suspect in the neighborhood. Goodson was not the target of the manhunt.
So Goodson was not even the target of the manhunt. So basically, you killed an innocent black man yet again. But why is nobody talking about it? Where's all these celebrities? We need you. Where are all these? Why ain't nobody striking? Why ain't nobody marching, whining, repeating? This is what I mean about black folk having that half-hearted energy, depending on how much pub the fucking murder gets. Depends on how many black celebrities stand behind it. That's why I don't fuck with black celebrities when it's time for the real shit. Because where they at? Where are they at? It was easy to get behind Breonna Taylor. It was national news. But Sandra Bland was national news. I didn't see nobody get behind Sandra Bland. Where the fuck where is everybody at? This is what I mean about this half-hearted, flip-flopping, hopscotch playing, Negro-peeing black activists who only want to get. I'm tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of people acting like they doing something because they doing it to be seen. Do it because you know that's something you should be doing. Not because, well, I'm going to get pub from this. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's like everybody was on George Floyd shit because Steven Jackson, he brought a lot of attention to it. He brought a lot of national attention to it. So that's exactly why motherfuckers was like, oh, George Floyd. And everybody out there in Minneapolis, George Floyd, Minnesota, George Floyd. Now, I bet you that neighborhood's still fucked up. I bet you that police officer probably ain't facing no charges. He probably still arresting them I'm pretty sure he's probably still arresting black people right now. And ain't nobody saying shit or calling that motherfucker out.
We all want the truth. We all want justice. We want to know what happened.
When Goodson got out of his vehicle, police say there was a verbal exchange and then the deputy opened fire. The family says he was a legal gun owner with a concealed carry permit. Police say a gun was recovered but have been silent on where it was found. Damala Payne is Goodson's mother.
My son became a target.
If that is the case, what do you think made KC the target?
Being a black man. Being a black man.
Man.
Being a...
That's exactly why they not getting no pub. Just listen to her. She said, what the guy asked, well, what made him the target? Her response, being a black man. Now, she's not on here talking about join my religion. She's not on here talking about let's forgive the fucking police. Man, fuck all that. No, she said the truth. What made him the target? Being a black man. Like, why is everybody acting like they don't know what the fuck is going on? Police, look, race soldiers police stereotypes. They don't have time to get to know people because a lot of them, they don't want to get to know nobody. Their job is to write tickets, enforce their rules and regulations, and abuse their authority whenever they can, because it's all about power. And a lot of these law enforcement agencies and a lot of these people that are in position, they were nerds, goobers, fuck ups, no money. So this is their only retribution at power. That's why a lot of motherfuckers want to go be a police, because a lot of them don't got no power at home. A lot of them can't get no bitches. So that's why the shit be the way it is. But she said it right. Being a black man. Let's listen to this one more time. Let's listen to this.
Case, what do you think made Casey the target?
Being a black man. Being a black man. Being a black.
Facts.
The Department of Justice is reviewing this case.
The Department of Justice ain't reviewing shit. All they gonna do is put out a press release that they reviewing it. They're never gonna look at the file. Y'all need to understand, these are all people that are in alignment with each other. It's just like working at the corporate plantation. You can go to war with people if you want, but remember, the dominant white society runs those motherfuckers too. So there ain't nothing you can do. Go ahead, do what you do. But if you smart, you'd play victim mode every chance you got. Because if you try to go in there forceful, raw and uncut, you out of there. And everybody need their bread, so you go in there, you do what you got to do, you get the fuck out of there. And for all the black folks that are in a position of power where they can help people, then help your people. Don't get on the job and turn your back because you got a 4-year degree. Get in there and do what you need to do to make sure you keep the door open for the next couple of motherfuckers. And stop discussing people's, personal goals with the dominant white society too. If somebody's telling you something in confidence, you don't go telling them. That's the problem. We always telling them what the fuck is going on, thinking we gonna get a pat on the head. That's the problem. There's too many Hayward Shepherds in the world. Motherfuckers want to go tell everything. And it's like sometimes fall back. Notice the dominant white side, they don't tell you shit. The majority of the time they keep they shit between them. They'll never tell you the little intricate details and backdoor deals that they got going on. But you'll run your mouth about anything you got going on with your people. So you got to remember that shit too.
See if Goodson's civil rights were violated. The sheriff's deputy who fired the fatal shots has been placed on administrative duty pending the outcome of the investigation. Aura.
Jeff Pegues, thank you.
So that should tell you right there.
We made USAA.
They ain't playing that shit. That should tell you right there what it is. And you better understand that shit ain't gonna change at all. Oh, he had a gun. Okay, where was the gun at? Oh, it was in his holster. Okay, well then, why did you shoot him like that? Well, because you know what you was doing. That's why. Motherfuckers ain't gonna change that shit. That's why I was even looking at this thing with the red table talking. I'm like, okay, well, why would y'all have that girl on there? And I kind of like what Jada Pinkett's mom said. Jada Pinkett's mom was like, well, what she need to be on here for? Shit. She put that bitch out there. She was like, yeah, I'm having a hard time. Here, let's see. Let's see if we can get this. No, we ain't gonna play no motherfucking commercials. But yeah, man. And I kind of like this. The reason why I'm segueing into it, because this is what black folks need to... This is how, look, how they treat this girl is how black folks treated Joe Biden. Watch. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm about to see. All right, here we go. I'm about to play the audio right now. I just want y'all to hear this. This is Jada Pinkett's mom.
Just found it really...
Joe or not?
You know, I fought it tooth and nail. I just found it really ironic that she chose 3 black women to reach out to for her redemption story. I feel like here we are, a white woman coming to black women for support when we don't get the same from them. It's just, it's bothersome to me on so many levels. Her being here is the epitome of white privilege to me.
And that's how y'all need to take what Jada Pinkett's mom is saying, and you need to apply that to the Democratic Party. The same thing. I find it real ironic you putting all these black people in charge all of a sudden, right? But you ain't doing shit for black people. And then why is it you put the 94 crime bill in place? You never even apologized about this shit. You just act like it was good because y'all the ones who came to me and told me to do this shit. Man, stop that shit. Black people ain't got no power. Black people can't go to white people and be like, hey, man, you need to lock everybody up. No, that was their job to do that because, hey, prison industrial complex. Let's put crack on the street. Too many fucking drug offenders and too many thugs and, well, build more prisons, mandatory minimums, and lock their ass up. So it's a vicious cycle that keeps going. Who gives a fuck if it's affecting black folk? Because remember what Joe Biden said, why do I have to apologize and why do I have to take responsibility for what happened 300 years ago? Nigga, what? I bet you wouldn't say that to no white Jewish person. Why do we have to pay reparations to what happened to them 300 years ago? And plus, that didn't even happen now. It happened in Europe. You'd be done. But only here, we are the punching bag for every other racial group.
Understand where you're coming from, but let me just be clear. I never want to be the thing that was done to me by white women.
Jada Pinkett is a mammy. And I need to get the music out. She just mammying, just mammy playing. I don't want to be the person. Why not? When they go low, you go lower. Fuck all that when they go low, you go high. That's that Obama bullshit. That nigga ain't even from United States of America. This nigga's an immigrant who inherited $550,000. Talking about niggas need to pull themselves up the bootstraps. Well, nigga, why don't you take your bootstraps, loosen them, and sprinkle some of that motherfucking money that you got from your white grandmother? Man, stop. That's the problem with motherfuckers, man. It's always a Sambo. I don't want to be that person.
I never want to be that.
Okay.
I also believe that these are the kind of attitudes that feed the same thing that we're fighting. It's like people look at us, they say, you're black and you're female, and they automatically put us in a category. Mm-hmm. So looking at her as being white, young, and privileged, and then putting her in a category, it's the same thing. So I just see it.
No, it's not the same thing. But let me tell you what is the same thing. Let me tell you what's not the same thing. What's not the same thing, if Will Smith was fucking one of his daughter's friends and she put that out there, Will Smith's career would be fucking done. But only you could go on, have a red table talk where you think you can bring people to the floor, as you called out Snoop, and fuck your friend's best friend. You fucking your son's friends. And then try to act like you wasn't doing it. Talking about you was trying to help him. Nigga, stop. You was trying to help that damn pussy. That's what you was trying to help. And get a dick pussy exchange in the process, and then try to cloak it with some, oh, he was damaged, and frame this picture like that kid was crazy. No, that nigga wasn't crazy. He knew what the fuck was going on. And you just didn't think he was going to put that shit out there like that. Stop playing with the bullshit. Now you up here sandboning and caping for Aunt Becky from Full House's daughter because the bitch probably getting all this negative feedback and press because, like, bitch, your parents are cheaters. But in the dominant white society, if you're not cheating, you're not winning.
As this cycle.
It's not our responsibility to raise her consciousness.
There's going to be lots of people that agree with you, Gina.
100%.
And we're going to get
And I like what she said. It's not our responsibility, and it is not our responsibility to raise white folks' consciousness and other racial groups' consciousness and make them feel good about who they are. They already feel good about who they are as long as they're not black. Niggas only want to be black when it's convenient for them. Just like in this book, Two Nations, I'm reading right now, it talks about how Puerto Ricans, a lot of them, most of them classify themselves as white. That's a fact. It's true. Or they'll classify themselves as Chicano or Latino, but they won't classify themselves as black until it's convenient for them. Then it's the Afro-Latina bullshit going on. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, man, we need to wake up. It ain't our job, and it ain't your job to tell white folk about racism and white supremacy. They already fully understand what it is. They already fully understand what white privilege is. Stop going out of your way to be a professor or a Mahdi or a guide to a bunch of people that you should already know about how this works. And if they playing dumb, that's on them. That's not your job. Pack it on in and move on.
Yeah, we're going to get heat. She going to be okay, and she's going to recover whether her ass was sitting at this table or not.
Maybe, maybe not. That's not something that we could say. It's like this. Just because you have privilege, it doesn't exempt you.
What hasn't been super public is that there is no justifying or excusing what happened, because what happened was wrong. And I think every single person in my family can be like, that was messed up. That was a big mistake. But I think what's so important to me is like to learn from the mistake, not to now.
No. White privilege. That's white privilege talking. White privilege is, well, you know, it's just not the mistake. It's how you recover. No, why don't you just say, you know what? I'm not the only people that's out here doing it. There's a lot of white people that do it. There's a lot of white people that treat black people fucked up. There's a lot of white privileged kids that have no idea about where black folks, they're never going to say that. So why even have her on the show? Here's what Dr. Francis Cress Wessing talks about, that God, like, you know, you start to immortalize a white person and put them in the God category because, you know, they're coming amongst you and speaking with you. Nah, fuck all that. Nah, we not finna do that, man. Fuck all that. That's the end of that. I don't want to hear that shit. Bitch, you white splaining. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Fuck out of here. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing, man. I just thought I'd hit y'all up real quick. A lot of shit that is going on in the world. I just hope everybody stays safe. You know what I'm saying? Get your elderberry tea, get your sea moss shakes, get your Tahuti my herbs. Get that shit, man. Take those vitamins, because I do every night. I take a different vitamin that he got every night. It's very imperative that we are on the same page. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about us. Support black businesses. Recycle black dollars as much as you can. Fuck with a black business. I don't care what it is. Just try to fuck with it, even if it's on the low. You know what I'm saying? And use your ideas for you. Don't use your intellectual property or just your inner melanin skill set for them. Don't be coming up with new and inventive ideas for them. Why? Who gives a fuck about what they, let them figure out what they gonna do. As Cameron said, let the police do the police job. I'm not the police, so I don't do the police job. And that's how you gotta think about it. Don't be putting yourself at risk for these people. Go to that court plantation, do your job, and the fuck out of here. Stop going in there thinking you're going to be a Hayward Shepherd, telling about the gun line boss, Steven from Django, fucking Sambo ass nigga. Stop doing all that shit, man. Like, that shit is, you wasting time and you fucking ice skating uphill. Remember that. You ice skate uphill and then let me know how that works out. And then for all you niggas that don't understand what's going on, get you a book and read it. I don't care if you read 5 minutes a day. It's better not reading at all. Hey, man, for all you motherfuckers that's out there that's probably telling on somebody right now, guilty nigga, you a Sambo ass nigga and I don't fuck with you. Hey, man, I'm out. Peace.